सो हेलो फ्रेंड्स, मेरा नाम करण है और आज हम एसिड बेसिस एंड सॉल्ट के फोर्थ पार्ट स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं। सो फर्स्ट पार्ट में हमने इंट्रोडक्शन देखा था एसिड एंड बेसिस का, सेकंड पार्ट में हमने रिएक्शन देखे थे और थर्ड पार्ट में जो हमने है ना फॉर्मेशन, हमने थर्ड पार्ट में है ना एवरीडे यूज ऑफ एसिड एंड बेसिस देखा था। सो हम फोर्थ पार्ट में है ना हम सॉल्ट फॉर्मेशन, सो हमने ये दो पार्ट हमारे सक्सेसफुली कंप्लीट कर लिए हैं, एसिड एंड बेसिस, एंड द रिमेनिंग थर्ड पार्ट इज salts. So first we will know how the salt is formed. How the salt is formed? We all know that salt form, the main raw material for salt is acid or base. The acid or the base is the main raw material for this formation of salt. So let's start how the salt forms. So first, before we start to make the salt, we will study some knowledge about salts. So there are three types of families of salts, that are sulfate salts, chloride salts, carbonate salts. So these are three types of salts. Mainly in sulfate salt, that potassium sulfate and sodium sulfate, that are the salts which are present in the potassium salt family. And then chloride salt, there are lot many chloride, and even we use the salt NaCl, that is sodium chloride. This is the common salt and it is come under the chloride family. And third one is carbonate salt, the carbonate salt which is also baking soda, sodium hydrocarbonate which is also salt, and sodium washing soda which is sodium bicarbonate, that also come in the family of carbonate salts. So let's start. The common salt is a raw material. The common salt is a raw material for many chemicals. The what I mean by this line, the meaning of this line is the common salt is also used as a raw material for many chemicals. How? That is, the NaCl forms many substances like sodium hydroxide, baking soda, washing soda, bleaching powder. So about this sodium hydroxide we will study in fifth part of this lesson, because it is somewhat lengthy. That there is one process called Chor alkaline process which is used to form this sodium hydroxide, and there are lot many description about this. So we will study this in part 5th. Now we will first study about the baking soda, washing soda, bleaching powder. So let's start with the bleaching powder. So what is the chemical formula of bleaching powder? Bleaching powder का chemical formula है calcium oxychloride. So calcium oxychloride, so this is the chemical formula of bleaching powder. So see here we taken NaCl and we added water. When we react NaCl with water, the NaOH plus Cl plus H2, these three things will form. In these three things we will take only chloride. We need only chloride. We will take here chloride and we will add it with calcium hydroxide or lime water. When we will add chloride in calcium hydroxide or lime water, it forms calcium oxychloride and water. These two products are formed, and this calcium oxychloride is nothing but bleaching powder. So we see here how the bleaching powder is forming. Bleaching powder, the main important part of this bleaching powder is sodium chloride, which is also known as common salt. So then we will see some usage of bleaching powder. What are the usage? First, the usage of bleaching powder is that it is used in the cotton industries for bleaching the cotton, wood pulp, and it is also an oxidizing agent. It is also an oxidizing agent in many factories, and it removes the germ. We add this bleaching powder in water also for removal of germs, and drink healthy water, we will use this bleaching powder. Then we will see about baking soda. This also forms with this common salt, sodium chloride. How it will form? It will form like, see here, this sodium chloride plus water plus CO2 plus NH2, sodium hydroxide, or commonly called as ammonia. So Here the products are ammonium chloride and sodium hydrocarbonate. So sodium hydrocarbonate is nothing but the baking soda which is formed in this reaction, which is formed by sodium and baking soda. The usage, then again we will see about the usage. What is the usage of baking soda? The usage of baking soda is, it is an antacid. What is mean? Some of you will confuse about what is mean by antacid. Antacid is nothing but it is a acid which is used as remedy for acidity. It is used as a remedy for acidity and antacid. And this antacid, there are many types of antacids which are mainly basic in nature. Why is how the acidity is causing, you know, the acidity is causing by the increment of acid nature, the acid which is present, HCl acid which is acid. So the antacids are mainly basic in nature for neutralizing this acid. Then we will see using soda acid fire extinguisher. What is mean by soda acid fire extinguisher? You can form it in your home also. You can take one bottle, water bottle, you can insert one pipe with this into this cap, fill some water and pour some soda and just light one candle here. What will happen when you pour some soda and when you press this bottle, gas will release out and this gas will stop the glowing of candle. So it is also known as fire extinguisher and used for formation of baking powder and washing powder. So we don't have the formation of baking powder now. We have only, it is baking powder. How it will form? Baking, when we add in baking soda, we add turmeric, it is formed as baking powder. Baking powder is used in cakes and other materials, food materials. This baking powder will use, baking soda we also use, but mainly baking powder we use as in cakes, mainly in cakes. And then washing soda. The formation of washing soda is taken place by baking soda. How it will take place? We taken here baking soda which is sodium hydrocarbonate. We add H. You were confused of how we can add H. We can add H in by any acid. Any acid we can take as HCl. From this HCl we taken H and we added in it. So what are the byproducts? That are CO2, H2 and Na2CO3, that is sodium bicarbonate. The sodium bicarbonate is nothing but what? Sodium bicarbonate is washing soda. The formula of washing soda is sodium bicarbonate, Na2CO3. So then we seen here formation. Now we will see the usage. What is the use of washing soda? Washing soda is mainly used in our homes as a cleaning agent. This is a simple use of it. And the other usage of this is, it is used in glass, paper and soap industries. It is used in these three industries and it form the borax. Borax is nothing but the substances which are forming by sodium. The substances which are mainly forming by sodium, that are known as borax, and this borax is forming by washing soda. Then we see about crystal formation. अभी crystal formation क्या होता है? The crystal formation is in a molecule. It is one type of molecule. In it the water is present but in the solid form, and when we heat it the water will get evaporated and it is converted into simple form. So how it will happen? So we see in here it is sodium bicarbonate, washing soda, and we add the 10 molecules of water. So what will happen? This 10 molecules of water will react with the 1 molecule of washing soda, and then what will happen? This 1 molecule is filled with water, solid water. So it will converted as sodium bicarbonate dihydrate. It is known as dihydrate. Di means 10, that are simple namings about nan, dec. So it is dihydrate, sodium bicarbonate dihydrate. So this is the name of Na2CO3 into 10H2O, then we will see that copper hydrate copper sulfate. So how hydrate copper sulfate will form? When the one molecule of copper sulfate will react with the 5 molecules of water, it is known as hydrate copper sulfate, or it is known as copper sulfate pentahydrate. It is also known as penta. What is meant by 5? The chemical names that are penta, hexa means 6, that are chemical names that are this. So at last, plaster of Paris. The plaster of Paris, this plaster of Paris is nothing but the calcium sulfate hemihydrate, which formula is CaSO4 into half H2O. It is very much important because it is thoroughly asked in the board exams for many times in set A, set B, set C. In any of the 3 or 4 sets it can be added, but in one set compulsory it should be there. So this is that calcium sulfate hemihydrate. So one guys, so this is very important, calcium sulfate hemihydrate. It is asked in the board exams. So what is the reaction in it? What is the reaction taking place in it? Is calcium sulfate hemihydrate is reacting with 1.5 molecule of water. Why it is reacting with 1.5 molecule of water? To form the gypsum. Gypsum, you can see in the many places that gypsum is nothing but it is used as a walls. Many places it is used as a walls. It is somewhat thick and hard. So this, when it is, and then when the gypsum, this gypsum is heated in 375 kelvins, it again converted into plaster of Paris. It is a powder. It is a powder like, and it is a crystal like. It is not a crystal like, sorry for that. It is solid form. So when this, it is, you can also call as crystal like, but mainly it is seen to be like a solid. So when 1.5 molecule of water is react with plaster of Paris, always remember, when the 1.5 molecule of water is reacting with the plaster of Paris, it forms gypsum, which formula is CaSO4 into 2H2O. So thanks for this. In next video we will see about this sodium hydroxide formation. It is somewhat big process, and we will see about some other which is remaining, that one pH scale in that gastric juices as pH are written. So thanks for watching this video. Bye.